मेरे सवेरे और गेट बिल्कुल दूसरे साइड में। तो मैंने कहा कि हम यहीं रह जाते, कल सवेरे जाने चले भी गए, काफी लोग चले गए। Sit down and others are there, please call them.
They're coming now.
देखो कितनी सुंदर जगह है, पूरा ऊपर नीचे सारा बहुत सुंदर। और देखिएगा हमारा कमरा भी देखिएगा। Just call all of them. अरे चले गए आज सवेरे, इसलिए मैं रुक गई। मैंने कहा कि वहाँ तक आएंगे मिलने मुझे, अच्छा ही है। हाँ all of them have come. बच्चे भी हैं, हस्बैंड वाइफ हैं, आए हैं बाहर से, आए हैं स्पेन से। Where is this group from Spain?
They're going out now.
They've just gone to buy some film.
I told them that he's coming. Why should they have gone?
They'll be back in a couple of minutes.
All right, come forward.
I can go and look for them.
Yes. They'll be back soon. All
I
right.
want to go and look for them to bring them back.
All right, all right. ये अल्जीरिया से हैं, अल्जीरिया के बहुत से लोग, फ्रांस के हैं। It's better now, much better. Sit down, sit down. Some of you can come a little forward if there's no space.
You all move across that way.
What do you want? Yeah? What do you want? Call myself. Don't call him. Call him. Mata just call him. Don't call him. Is she all right now? Is she all right? ये सब सहयोगी बहुत बड़े बड़े साधु संत हैं। हाँ, हनुमान का चित्र बना के दिखाया आज, गणेश का। Show him your Ganesha. Show him your Ganesha, my son. Your Ganesha, you show him. Where is it kept in his pocket? He has made all the paintings of Ganesha today. समझ में नहीं आ रहा उनके, लेके घूमते हैं साथ में।
तो जिसमें आपने किताब लिखी है वो भी है?
ग्रेगोर आज सवेरे गए, वो थे यहाँ 9 बजे तक, 9 बजे चले गए ग्रेगोर में। और एक और किताब आई है विच इज
उसकी बहन थी जो आई थी वहाँ,
हाँ वो है शी इज गॉन आल्सो। मरिला इसी मरिला
No, sorry, no, it's it.
मरिला कौन है?
she's changing the baby.
Oh, I see. Gregor's daughter, wife is here and the child is here. Also ask them to come. Where is she? इनके husband है उसके, Philip. Yes, she's here. This is Gregor's wife. We बैठी है। ये रुक गई है, वो तो काम से चले गए। हाँ, come along. He's the one. Come on. His name is Ricardo. He's come from Chile here. And yes, there are lots of people from Chile. But then, because he knows Spanish, so he went to Spain. And we started a center there. And now some people from Spain have come. This is the Ganesha.
Very good. Beautiful.
पूरी खाना बनाते रहते अपने में। So now we have among ourselves a very learned personality, Dr. Singh, and his very sweet wife. It's such a pleasure to have such people. His education, I don't know what he did really, but I feel that he is the epitome of perfection as far as Indian philosophy is concerned, because he's got the essence of it. And as in yesterday's names of the Guru, we learned that he has to be vidvana, that is, he should know. That is not sufficient that you become realized souls. It's not sufficient at all, because you have to deal with others. If you have just to be individualistic, then it's alright to be just realized. But you have to know what it is. And for that, you have to be a vidwan, the one who has known all the knowledge. And his inquiry has led him to absolute right conclusions. And this is the thing that makes me surprised, because normally reading too much makes a person ego-oriented, diverted, misled. But his conclusions are absolutely at the right point. That has really impressed me so much. I haven't seen any bureaucrat of his level as far as spirituality is concerned. They may be intelligent, they might be well-read and all that. But to reach the right conclusions is only possible if you have innately built in within yourself common sense based on wisdom. It is a sign of great wisdom to reach the right conclusions. And this is what I have found about him. It's very great. Though you are also all learned people, there are PhDs sitting here and all Oxfords and Cambridge and this and that. All very educated, scholarly people also here. But all the scholarship, if it doesn't teach you the right thing, it doesn't give you that capacity to reach the right conclusion, it is absolutely detrimental to your spiritual growth. Detrimental. It's not only useless, but it is detrimental. And this is something, such a great find for me. I was overjoyed to meet him. There's another gentleman, as I told, Dr. Singh, who is the same style of a person. He's not read much about Indian philosophy and all that. But he also reached right conclusions as far as law is concerned. He studied law. In the same way, in your education, if you can really reach that understanding, then one must know that education is based on wisdom and not on ego, that you are going to become something better than others and show off your knowledge. But that you yourself develop and grow with that wisdom. And that's why I am very proud of him. And I want you all to listen to him, to his words of wisdom. May God bless you.
Should we take the microphone first? I wonder if... Would you like to stand, sir, or...
Yeah, as you like.
Would you be kind enough, because we have a limited amount of lead for the chords?
Bring it out. Bring it out. I can come there. I'll come there.
There we are. There we are. Take care not to attribute
Your Holiness, Mataji, and friends, I
think I deserve what most revered Mataji has told you about me. What it shows is that I have earned so much affection from her. I and my wife always talk about her, remember her as an embodiment of love, compassion, and the desire to help everyone to uplift himself or herself. That's the great thing about her. And we are indeed very lucky to have someone who can give us insight into those areas of existence about which unfortunately not only there is a great dearth at present, but also there is very little curiosity. Mataji has asked me to say something. I feel that I would put before you how I, in my own thinking, have been able to understand what Mataji has been trying to teach, how I see her teachings. That is what I would like to interpret to you in my own humble, limited manner. You are all very learned people, highly educated. So I would like to talk to you in a language which I hope you will appreciate. We all know and believe that there are 3 levels of existence. One is what can be called the inorganic material level. Next to it is the organic or life level, the level of living world. And above this world of life or living is what can be crudely called the spiritual world. Crudely, I said, for absence of no other name. Some people call it spiritual world, some call it the transcendental world, some call it the world of the Atman, or whatever word you want to use, you can use, but these are the 3 levels. We also all believe that somehow or other the 3 are connected. Somehow or other, science has also shown how from inorganic matter, at some stage, life evolves, erupts from inorganic matter. Science is in fact very close to unraveling that mysterious process through which matter, lifeless matter, gets transformed into life. And I think time is not far when the lowest constituent of life, that is the cell as it is called, could be manufactured through chemicals, inorganic chemicals. in a way in which the scientists want to manufacture it. When that stage will be reached, we would have known how to bridge the material and the living worlds. In the same way, at a particular point, the world of the living, our life as it is, which consists of our physical body, our brain, our thought processes, emotions, feelings, everything comes under that. That gets connected with the other world, the third level, which you can call the spiritual world. This unity everyone believes, but how it can be established is yet a mystery. Now, what is the way to connect the living world with the spiritual world? A very good answer, or I would say a very good analogy, has been provided by looking at matter, inorganic matter. As you all know, it's truism that first scientists thought everything is constituted of elements, basic elements, who are the ultimate constituents of matter. Their number of elements started with a small number and went on growing till they reached around 100. And then came the nuclear physics age, when they went still further and found out that the difference between one element and another consists of only the difference in the nucleus of the atom of that element. The nucleus differs, and then there are electrons moving around the nucleus, and they constitute the difference between one matter and another. The nucleus consisted of neutrons, protons, and the number of neutrons and protons which existed in a particular atom determined which element it was. But science reached a stage still more high than this. Some years back, I think the last decade, they found out that if you move the nucleus of an atom at a very fast speed, then the neutrons and protons, they also become electrons. So they all become one energy, unified thing. I think the machine is called cyclotron. The physicists here may correct me wherever I go wrong. In a cyclotron, the atoms move so fast that the difference between molecules, between neutrons, protons, electrons, all disappears, and they all become united, become one, just one. Take the element away from the machine and they are different. It is a similar kind of thing which has to happen to make you as you are, to make us as we are, consisting of mind, body and all that, get united with that other world, the spiritual world. When the difference disappears between the body, the cell, the thought and all that. The capacity to be united exists in us in the same way as the capacity to become an electron exists in the neutron and proton, but it is not moving, it is static. So is different. In the same way, our body, our mind, because it is static, because it doesn't move, it doesn't have the capacity to move, it does not get connected to that world. How to do it? Science has the the machine, the cyclotron, you also need that machine. What has that machine to do? It has to vibrate you. It has to shake you. And when it vibrates you and shakes you, then you also become like that charged particle underneath the atom. Then your differences disappear and unity is established. In the atom, the dormant thing is the nucleus, which has got to be shaken. In us, human beings, that dormant thing is what is called the mysterious power of the Kundalini. We all have that Kundalini in us. That is that great power residing in each one of us. The question is how to make it, how to shake it, how to vibrate it so that it moves, and in moving it takes away your whole being, your whole psycho-physical framework which you have, and connects it with that other world. It has got to be plugged in. That this frame has got to be plugged into that big universal force. And once it is plugged in, you move, you vibrate. And in that vibration, the differences disappear. When you unplug it again, then like the nucleus of the atom, you are dormant. Only the electrons are moving. In the same way, in you also, that movement is going on. As in the atom, the electrons are moving at tremendous speed. The nucleus is silent, dormant. In the same way, in you also, that force is moving. Only you are not aware of it, and you are not making any use of it. What is needed is that you become aware of that force, then you make use of that force. And then you try to vibrate it. How can you vibrate? The scientist has the cyclotron. You need a cyclotron. That machine. Who is that machine? That machine is the Guru. That Guru is that machine. Once you get that Guru, then you are yourself the machine. You have got the machine. And what is much more than that machine, you have got also the maker of the cyclotron is also there. The repairer of the cyclotron is also there. The modulator and manipulator of that cyclotron is also there. So there is the cyclotron goes wrong, you have to take it to laboratory, you need a repairman, you need the inventor, the maker, everything. But no, here the Guru has all those things combined. So he or she has to vibrate it. And the Sahaja Yoga is the system by which this vibration, merging, putting you on the cyclotron takes place in a manner which is in conformity with your nature. It does not bring anyone from outside. It does not bring any force from outside. You know, we have in India three main types of equipment. Let me call it equipment to really vibrate you. These three are called Tantra, Mantra and Yantra. These three. Some people want Tantra, others want Mantra, some want Yantra. Yantras are things which are visible, seen, which you can see in front of you, and when you see these things, they create in your mind a certain kind of feeling, certain kind of thoughts arise in your mind, which help you in getting this plugging done, which I talked about. Mantra is recitation of certain certain rhymes, verses, etc. When you make these, when you recite like this, your palate, the throat and all these muscles, they vibrate in a certain way. And now researchers are finding that when they vibrate in that way, they do cause certain dormant parts of your brain to wake up. Then that is the mantra. And the tantra is the body. You do various things with your body. What is normally called yoga. Asanas, postures, and doing all those things by which your body gets in such a way attuned, in such a way that it plugs you in with the spiritual world. But beyond all these things is just the simple yoga, where you first know what you are, you know what that spiritual power in you is. Then, with the help of your guru, you try to have that vibration, to have that agitation. You can call it transcendental agitation if you want, by which you get attuned and you get plugged in. Scientists say that our brain is roughly known, about 1/3 to 1/4 is known, about 2/3 is unknown. And there is a scientist whom I met in Spain, he has a theory. He says that the unknown part, which constitutes most of our brain, has two parts. Half of it relates to the future, half relates to the past. He says half of this has all those things stored, programmed and stored, like you have in a computer. If you have microfilmed history of the past 5,000 years, so it has your entire past programmed, microfilmed, and kept in half of it. And someday, if you can awaken this, then you know the past, you know whatever has happened, whatever your psychophysical system has encountered during your existence in previous lives will become known to you. And half of it deals with future. Future means future is nowhere. Future, the reality as it is just is only in present, neither past nor future. So that gives you the capacity to know everything as it is today. We have only to awaken those parts, and those parts can be awakened only by this communication by which the vibration reaches your that brain. So this is as I see the Sahaj Yoga, and you are lucky and fortunate, we are all lucky and fortunate that we have saints like Mataji who have not only realized and seen this connection from bottom going above, but who have the compassion to make others also see that. And you are involved in that great adventure. You are all doing the same work which those scientists have done, who found the interconnection between one matter and another, between the atom and the nucleus. Those who got and built the cyclotron, because you all can become like Mataji, so many hundreds and thousands of cyclotrons, and each one of you creates many more. And that is the way the world has to evolve, because this is my feeling, I may be wrong, that this whole universe is a sport of the Almighty. He, as the child, takes small blocks of wood, builds them into a beautiful building. He knows that he only enjoys building that block into buildings, putting those blocks. He knows these are blocks. He knows that when I will make them, this kind of thing will come. He has no other purpose. He does it. And he shakes them again and builds them again. The same way, I think, these are the Almighty has all of us here as living beings, as many others which are just plants. There are many other things which are just inorganic matter. If he wishes, everyone, even the tiniest piece of earth will become like you and me. But he doesn't wish it. In the same way as the child who is building the block, he wants one stone to be only the foundation. He wants the other block only to go on top. Why? Because it's his wish. It's his enjoyment. So there are no whys in it. There is no purpose in it. Otherwise someone can say, why did he not make everyone as conscious human being? Why some are plants only? Why something is only stone or mud? So ask that child, why have you put this stone here? Why have you put that block there? Why have you put this? Why are you building the building here, not there? So it's my wish. Only thing is, he is an omnipotent child. He is an omnipotent child. No mother to scold him, no limitation, no dearth of toys, no dearth of blocks. And his blocks are living also. This child has to put the blocks one above the other. He only wishes and the blocks get placed one above the other. So this is how I look at it. But the same Almighty, in the form of saints and sages, which is also his part, gives the capacity to them to make so many other of those blocks which are not fully alive as living blocks. Some which are living, the teacher, as desired by the Almighty, can make fully conscious, can make realized. So it's only his wish. And we are lucky as human beings that we have that capacity. And we are also lucky that we get the masters who teach us. With these few words, I would like to express my gratitude to all of you for listening to me. And Mataji has been so kind and affectionate to me, my wife and my children, that to thank her would be a crude formality. Thank you very much.
I'm not quite so tall as our dear ambassador friend. It's so lovely to welcome somebody from the world of that realm which I touched a little, but which I found a little too difficult to handle at the time. Mr. Ambassador, we respect you. We understand what Mataji said when she referred to that great learning and wisdom which lies beneath that learning. It's very rare in the West, particularly, to meet with and to hear the words of somebody in a senior position as yourself giving such a profound and, I may say, touching explanation of the deeper aspects and the philosophy of human existence and the aspirations of human existence. The way in which you gave the analogy within the field of science to that of the Atman and the Kundalini has given us a lot of food for thought. We now have a new approach to talk to our seekers, we now have a new dimension to open up, because these things do matter, sir, that we should reach the seekers, that we should be able to relate to them in their terms, that we should be able to talk about modern science, about modern philosophy, in words that they can understand, and where, as you spoke of that force that lies within us, the Kundalini, being likened to those other energies that lie within scientific terminologies. You've given us a whole new vocabulary, if I may say so, and for that we thank you. Within the world of diplomatic and commercial counseling, this field, to have somebody as profound and with such understanding of the things of the Spirit as you have, sir, is such a joy. A joy to us because we have found in touching our spirit the joy that comes of sharing with others, of becoming one with the whole. This becoming one with the whole is something which we've all been seeking, perhaps over our many, many lives. And when we touch it, we say, this is it, this is it. This is what we've been seeking. And with utter dismay and complete joy, like little children, as you said, when we touch it, we think, my goodness, all of these highways and byways that we've been going on, all of these learning processes, all of these PhDs, all of these remedies. That's not it. A little bit like Socrates. Not this, not this, not this. And then when you find it, this is it. And this is what you, sir, have found, and you're able to put into such eloquent words how you in fact not only have found it, but express it in your words and in your heart. We feel the vibrations of the universe. We feel the Chaitanya that was referred to as Chaitanya Lahiri by Adi Shankaracharya. We feel the Brahma Shakti as vibrations. We've been given this blessing by Mataji Nirmala Devi, and unlike in the past, you referred to gurus, unlike in the past, it's a little curious at the moment, because I suppose you could say that the divine is overflowing with its desire to bring all the seekers to that state of consciousness, to that state of realization to which you were referring. So that the outpouring of the divine is a mass happening today. It's something which is taking place all over the world. There are groups of seekers, there are masses of people who just want to become the silent Atma. They want to become one with the divine. And Mataji is an integrating force. She's a force which gives that awakening en masse. You'll be interested to know that I was with the party with Mataji in India when we visited a small village in Maharashtra of Kadus. And before that audience of not a few hundred, but 6,000 people, every single one of those people felt the vibrations. The divine is giving this experience en masse. We don't ask who Mataji is. We don't ask what she is. We don't quite know whether she's a guru or whether she's a this or a that. To us, she's given us the blessing, and as you referred to in the end of your remarks, not only does she patch up the little problems, not only is that the quality of the guru, not only does she fix up things, does she soothe, does she balance up the little imbalances that have happened within us, but more than that, she teaches us to be our own guru. And this is the ultimate blessing. How many of these gurus in the Himalayas, in the mountains, how many of these gurus have had the power to be able to give realization just by the desire to do it, by the raising of that force within us? How many of them have been able to do it? We're in a very privileged position. I don't know how we ended up in this incarnation, to be in such a privileged position as to be able to go to a program here in this ashram, or maybe out in some meeting of people in a suburb of London, or coming to Madrid or wherever it was, to be able to give realization en masse to people. And we say, I'm giving realization, but then we think, no, it's not I who's giving realization. This is the power that we've got. It's an amazing enigma within us, that this power, which we know is Kundalini, which vibrates, which touches the Atma, which puts us in touch with the all-pervading power of God, it works. We can maneuver it. We can monitor the chakras, you'll know of very well. We can monitor the chakras on our fingertips. We can know where the Kundalini is sitting if there's a little blockage. We have the capacity to clear those little blockages and allow the Kundalini to rise. In fact, it's very interesting in India, where people maybe don't have their shirts on and they're bent before Mother's feet. We can watch the Kundalini rising, and we can watch it pulsating at a certain chakra where there is a little obstruction. And by giving it a bandhan, saying perhaps a mantra, the Kundalini will very quickly, and you can watch it as a wave of physical energy rising through the spine, and you can see with your own eyes this happening. These things are amazing to us because, as you well know, living in the West, that we are very rational beings. We do use a very mechanical, scientific brain to achieve certain conclusions. But as Mother has said, and Yusa reinforced, how to reach the right conclusions is the thing. How to reach the right conclusions. How, as an ambassador to Spain, working for the bureaucracy of India, to reach this conclusion that you have, sir. How to do it. This is the spiritual power that lies within you. This is the power of discrimination which we've been given.